What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are here at the Modest House. My name's Kyle, and we have that AMC heat sheet heavy installed. This is for the radiant heat in this house. Today, we're going to be installing the PEX for the radiant heat. But before we do that, if you remember, we have showers that we're going to cut out. These are all going to be zero clearance showers, which means there's not going to be a pan or anything sitting here. There actually is going to be a concrete floor poured in these showers after the fact, and it will be sloped right to the drain. It's going to be, I think, stained, stamped. It's going to be real nice. But we have to box these areas out, so when the floor is poured, no concrete goes into this area. You might be saying, Kyle, why didn't you do that before you laid the heat sheet? Well, that's just because I thought it would be easier to lay it just all the way through without having to cut everything around, and then just make one quick cut exactly where I needed it and set our box in our foreman. So I've got the laser out. Greg and I are going through, we're getting dimensions, and we're gonna start putting in our shower boxes. Once we get that done, then we will move on to laying our PEX. So Greg is cutting me a box. I'm getting my marks right where I'm gonna put this this shower. There's gonna be a nice 3 foot by 6 foot shower right here, and we'll get everything cut out. So yeah, let's keep moving. Wait, 3.5, so 3.2. Yeah, this needs to come over here. Just, this is gonna be a little bit tough if we want these nice square lines, and I know we're not building a cabinet here, but wherever this shower box is, that is where the shower pan will be, and we got to make sure we hit it pretty dang. I'm okay with being a little big because we have a wall.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Put me on that laser line there, and I'll be 6'1" over here. Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Okay.
That's honestly pretty legit.
Go.
Try doing that with your Sawzall.
Not hard. Okay. So what we have to do is we got to check elevation. We'll get a block mounted at the height that we need. We'll bring this up, screw it in, and then we'll have to stake out these. The problem is I wasn't here when they did all this underground. I was here when we removed, obviously, this underground, but that's just at surface level. I don't know where the pipes are under here, and I got to drive a stake down. So I think I'm just going to come in here. I'm guessing that is the toilet is going to go to the vent line. We have a vent here, a drain box for the laundry. So my guess is this is all, I know this guy goes right across here. So I can't put a stake right here, but I'm thinking if I come in here, we should be good, Greg. This won't go anywhere. We need to get a couple stakes and just set that up somewhere, anywhere there.
Oh, okay.
Good enough.
Good enough.
No, this way.
Oh, you want the stake, my foot on the stake?
Yeah, just to keep it tight.
Yeah, why don't you use your own foot? That way, you know, you got something to lose. Whoop. Right there. Clamp it.
Okay. It's mainly just to get it close, because it's kind of like, yeah, depending on what we do, it's going to jack it up, you know?
Mm-hmm. We're good. Hit it.
I'm coming in here.
Good luck.
All right. Oh, you good luck. Okay. Hello. Hey Greg, did you know that if you buy a Pazload X Pro between now and May 31st, you can win a cooler?
Really?
Yeah, and you get a free radio from Pazload, and save $50.
Why would I buy a Pazlo gun when I could just borrow all of yours?
Very true.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't get the cooler or the radio.
That's right, but I have 2 radios, so I'll give you one.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right, that is the shower pans. Quite easy. Had to change this. I had the idea that it changed, but it wasn't reflected on the plan. That was a recent change, hadn't been updated, and I'm glad I called my client on it because I couldn't get a hold of him, so I was like, well, let's just go off the plan. That's what the plan is, the Bible. But he called and said, yes, I did change that. We made it a foot smaller because me and Greg are both thinking this thing is way too big, you know, but it's not our problem, you know. The closet is right here. His wife added a foot in the closet and took it out of the shower. I think that was a good move. So we're going to clean up, and then we're going to move into the PEX. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember or anybody watched when we did the radiant tubing at my shop. The idea was because so many pipes are coming through this area, going to the manifolds, it's really hard to put those on top of the heat sheet heavy because you only get these grooves. So where all that kind of converges, we're going to cut out and put one piece of the Halo Subterra. That'll give us a flat surface because the goal is, and unfortunately I'm going to have to do this tomorrow because I forgot, we're going to drill holes through the concrete at an angle because this floor is 4 inches lower than this floor. So when the pipes come through at the heat sheet level, which will actually be the Subterra, they have to go through this wall at a slight angle to go down 4 inches and then come out at the same top of foam or whatever, 4 inches down. I don't know if that makes sense. I think it does. It's pretty self-explanatory.
You kind of...
I confused it.
Yeah,
I was trying to make
yeah.
it confusing so it sounded more complex, but really it's not. We just got to drill a bunch of holes at an angle so they go 4 inches out that side from up here. The problem is when they come through this wall, we have to, I know, at least send 6 circuits that way, which means right here, wherever we drill these holes, we need this nice flat area to then curve them and get them to their respective zones. So I think Greg decided we're going to go right off of a line that's already here, and we'll just cut this area out, which is kind of nice. Probably a good spot to... Ooh, I take that back, Greg.
What?
Well, there's going to be the buggy here. It's all right. We'll put plywood over top of it. It's all good. Let's just cut this out. We're gonna need that saw. Just get the Sawzall though. I'm not doing that circular saw crap.
Got
Yep.
Go the other way.
Now, next thing, we've got cans of blue paint. This is going to be to do our layout because, let me just show you. We've got a lot of pipes. They all come through here, but then there's a lot of different things. It's not just running back and forth. A lot of people you see, they just run the pipes back and forth. This is all engineered and done specifically for some reason. I don't pretend to understand it, but we're going to follow it. So what we've got is we've got this drawing, and then we have this list here that tells us, okay, circuit 1, it's 199 feet. It goes to the kitchen and living, and we're going to use coil 4, which has 1,000-foot length. So we know when we run this loop, coil 4, we're going to make sure we use the right coils every time because each coil was figured as efficiently as possible to have no waste. Now, the only problem is this manifold location, this was all done and engineered, and then we had the bright idea, instead of having the manifold here, my client added a bathroom, just a half bath. So I probably need to update my plans. This is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath plan now. This half bath wasn't originally going to be here, so this was all mechanical. So we're going to put a wall here somewhere, and now we're going to mount the manifolds here. What that means is we're going to have an extra 5 feet-ish of piping needed right here. So I might have to modify or get more PEX. We're going to see how it goes. We'll calculate the numbers because each of these tube runs has numbers on it. We'll run them and compare it to what they did, and if we have to adjust, we will. But that's why we're doing this, because there's, I think, too much confusion in this. We're going to go through and just mark our corners so we know when we run a pipe that way, we stop here and we come back. Sound good? All right, let's do it. All right, buddy. So we'll go into this row right here, okay? And all the way to the corner, and you're going to be 8 inches off the corner.
So this one right here?
Yep, right there. Okay, 8 inches off the corner.
These are 4 inches a piece, right?
Yeah, these are 4 inches. So yep, right. Yep. Give me a circle. Yep. Give me a.
We're going over 2.
So just like this is what. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's good enough. All right.
And then,
now we're gonna go. Nope. We're coming this way.
Okay.
And we're gonna go 4 feet, give or take 4 feet this way. So let's get a tape measure. It's not going completely underneath the washer and dryer.
3/4 right here.
So right here, go to this guy right here.
Okay.
Yep.
So and it right goes there, back
and
this way?
No, and it's going to go back, and it's going to be a foot away from this one, which is this guy right here.
So then it goes back this way.
Remember, that's a foot. So this is a foot here. So, oh, don't spray my tape, brother.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Right, that goes this way, and then comes back around this way.
You know how much these cost? $8. We don't need that much, okay? And then it's going to be a foot away from that one there.
3, that's 3 knobs.
Like that, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to make a simple, so we know when we start running this, this is our turn, okay? Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, so I don't know if you guys stayed with on all that, but there's a lot going on. It's not just simply running around the perimeter of your building every foot, and that's what you see all the time. There's reason and logic behind all this. It's thinking about where, when it comes out of the boiler, the most efficient use of heat is going to be. And what I mean by that is, as you go around the perimeters, you get more heat loss, you get less heat to the floor because it's going to be colder at the perimeter than it will on the inside of your house. So That coupled with line length, you want to also stay under 300 foot every time, the maximum side 3 foot. So there's a lot of calculations that go into this. And if you just come out and just run 1 foot loops from the start of the boiler to the end, it's probably not going to, it will work. It just won't be super efficient. So like my shop, it was all engineered and there's not a cold or a hot spot in it. It is just beautiful. So this is a house we want to take time and we want to make sure that it's as good as possible for our clients. So let's go ahead and keep running. You got another color, Greg?
Yeah.
So we'll kind of
alternate.
Yeah.
So I think it's there, and
Yep,
I think
right
we're
there.
here.
Yep. And then back a foot.
So back a foot. So here.
Yep. Okay. Now go down there and a foot off of everything. Coming back.
Okay. So foot over, foot down. That's this guy here. And back over a
coming
foot.
back to me, man. And going around that 8 inches.
So this guy, 8'8".
Yep, 8'8". Perfect. So go to that one right there. Yep. All right, and it's looping back on itself. A foot.
Foot.
Yep.
So that guy there. Over. Back.
Okay, then we're going back to you. Another loop. Yep. Nice. All right, that was probably more than a half hour. How long, Greg? Maybe an hour?
It's 12:38. So
I don't know what time we started. I do know that I am much happier to have it done than to be rolling out coil at the same time as trying to figure this out. So we went ahead and used the 2 different colors. So every other loop, we know that we're changing a different color. But really now all we have to do is we come in at our starting point and we just follow the lines. So it should be quite easy. So we'll get the coiler out. Unfortunately, Melco, okay, they want $600 for a uncoiler, which has no moving parts really. It's just a rotating, so it's moving, but you know what I mean. It's no mechanical, like there's no electronics. $600. So I brought my electrical one and I'm hoping I can make it work for the PEX by doing some modifications. Otherwise, Greg and I have a long afternoon and I'll probably end up having to go buy a $600 or find a buddy that has one because you do not want to have to uncoil these. Remember we started that, Greg? Mm-hmm. It's miserable. You want an uncoiler, and you'll see. But we're ready to uncoil some PEX and get it ran, so that'll be next. I don't know if this is going to be perfect, but we're not going for perfect. Okay. Oops. How big is that middle, Greg?
what do you mean?
I mean like that middle square. What's the size of it? Like how big?
Inch by 1 1/16.
Good enough. Okay. So we'll take this. Let's see if this works, man.
This is not fitting on the reel.
It's gonna fit. Here. Here's what we're gonna do just so we don't get mixed up, okay? I'm gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we're done, we put those coils back so we don't get mixed up.
So this is coil 1.
So that's coil 1.
With the 300 footer.
And then I think coil 2
Coil 2 was 3.
2 was a 300 footer.
Yep.
Okay. Coil 3 is a 300 footer. Just has to spin and make it easier on us, man. Okay. This is I don't. Where's your thing at? This is a horrible idea.
It's right behind you.
Okay, where's your thing at?
Well, that can't go like that, actually. Now that I see that.
Why?
You need to put a washer above it. Because it can't, it's got to spin independently from the center.
Where's the washer at? We don't have another washer?
The washer's on the bottom. The handle would, yeah, I don't know.
The only downside I see to this,
Is it falling off?
we need to cut these corners off. And where's your board? Oh, now we need the board. But is it not long enough? Or is it long enough? Okay,
Well,
where's your little pin at? Or we're not gonna be able to get the pin, right?
We won't.
Oh, sure.
But it's got to be no. It's got to be independent of that reel though.
Don't do this at home, kids. Just spend the extra money. But come on, $600? I mean, if I could prototype this in 10 minutes out of scraps, I could go build one and sell it for $300 and put $255 in my pocket every time it sells. I mean, it works.
It's something.
It looks freaking
It's something.
horrible. So this is going to be our wall location, basically. Okay. Now we're going to have the house side is going to be on a manifold here. So we need to come up. Maybe we'll come through. So I think what I'll have you do is start.
2 foot ish.
Nah, give me.
You want more than that?
No, not more than that. No, maybe. You know, they can be close to the ground, but you know, if we're going to be down here, maybe something like this.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to run it kind of through like we're going to go. Okay, so he's got a, yeah, something like that, I guess. I do wish this wasn't white pipe, though, man. Come on. What's going on here, G-Money? Can you look at my roll there? Is it like stuck on something?
I think it's just lopsided, like it slid, the whole roll slid over. I feel like Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Yep.
You look like him.
Walking with my staff.
All right, we got a 8-inch bend here. Got to be careful on those.
I don't have to think either.
No, you don't ever think.
Gotta set the bar pretty low, you know? That way no one expects anything from you.
Yeah. Okay, I need you, brother.
I see like where it's looping, it's like right here. Okay.
Thank you, buddy. Okay. Now, what we need to do is we need to label these, okay? So we need to know what is what. This is what we're going to do. I don't know if this is going to stay, but everything on the left side will be our, when I say left side, I mean like, you know, going out. That's what we'll call out. So 2 out, 2 in. Okay, so I didn't know if this was going to happen, but I was fearing it, and it did. Because we changed the location of our manifolds, excuse me, from what we originally were going to do due to this bathroom getting added, it adds like 16 feet in and out on each loop. So what happened is I've already got all the PEX. It's actually not going to be horrible. I was able to go through, look at all my distances, add 16 foot to all the house dimensions, which have to go out into the garage now, and then basically group them in the most efficient use possible in their respective roles. I've got 3,000s, 2 300s, and what this means is I'm going to have to buy 1 300-foot roll. Would have been a lot worse if we weren't paying attention and started just running in order and leaving like the leftovers on the coil as we went, because they're not in order of roll 1, roll 2. It's like circuit 1 uses roll 4, and then circuit 2 uses roll 3, and blah, blah, blah. It actually, I think, is going to work out fine. I got to get one extra 300-foot roll, and we're not going to have any waste really on anything. Very little.
Very little.
So, it is what it is. You know, I guess that's the downside to having an engineered plan. Like, you know, engineered in an office on a computer looks perfect. Uponor did a great job of being literally to the foot on some of these rolls so that the 1,000-footer had no leftovers because, you know, that's wasted money. But now we're going to have to buy another 300-foot roll because we changed this this location. So whatever. Let's get going, Greg. We just spent 30 minutes trying to figure that out.
Just felt like I played 10 games of Sudoku.
Okay, cool.
My brain hurts.
And just think, man, it could be a lot worse. Close? Yeah? Okay. All right. Now, let's go. And let's hope that we come back with the same dimension we wanted. I don't remember if it's going up or down. What's it doing?
Going up.
It goes up this way?
Yep.
This is 23785. So that means we're 7 feet shorter. 23785. Yeah. We gained, buddy.
How?
Well, because every time we run a loop, depending if we're 8 inches off, you know, I don't know. I'm not a freaking engineer.
How do we just gain?
I think honestly, what it is a lot about going in and out of these cabinets. There's no dimensions. We're just eyeballing it. On the plan, the cabinet is 20 inches. We just ran it, you know,
Ish.
20 inches. Yeah, exactly. So that's good. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Here's 2 things we need to do. 1, cut me. I don't know where you do with the tube cutters.
Oh, they're in my pouch.
2, we need to make sure we're labeling these. Even though actually it's not too hard because they're right there on the ground. We actually should label where they come into the concrete. One in, 1 out. 2 in, 2 out. Make sure we label this stuff so when it comes time to put these all in the concrete, we can kind of know exactly where they're going. I got an idea to fix that.
So how did this roll though? Like how is this like twisted?
Needs to roll. Like this needs to roll. Okay?
So it like needs to go back over top of itself?
There you go. Keep going.
Like that?
Keep going. No, go on the outside of the yep, just like that. Yep. It's because it's not spinning independently of the roller anymore, Greg. That's why. Can you move it up the roller more?
Yeah, give me a second. Let me just.
Yeah.
It'll be easier just to do this. This bedroom's gonna be warm.
So do you think that we can just kind of let it kind of run a little bit loose?
Just let it be.
Yeah. That way it won't twist around on itself?
Sure.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. My brain is kind of cooked.
All right, here. So this will match these end ones. It's going on 3. Yep. So whatever these guys are, throw a cap on it. Here you go. All right, we're off, buddy.
The race is on, and here comes pride in the backstretch. Heartache going to the inside.
Remember when my thing worked so good? Until the freaking thing flipped over because our top arm ain't long enough? All right, that was actually really fun. Not frustrating at all. The uncoiler worked great. Greg and I have a really good time working together. We have a great relationship. We're actually not ever mad at each other. We just act like it. This is all done. It wasn't too bad, other than fighting the uncoiler and Greg's crappy attitude. But we have to now, I got to bring back a big enough SDS and a long enough SDS to drill through this concrete, and then we'll get all of our tubes set, bundled, and tidied up nice. But this will be ready for concrete. So we'll do that, and then this video will be over. See you in the morning. All right, so yesterday we got all this PEX done. I told you we got to drill through this wall. What we did was we just came over here, did a simple measurement. Right here, we're sitting at like 5, 5 1/4. We're gonna be 4 inches lower on this side. So 9, 9 1/4 is what we wanted. And we made ourselves a little jig, okay? So when this guy is sitting here like so, we take our SDS, we go right through where the foam is here, and we'll come out right at the proper height over here. So this is just gonna help us maintain the perfect angle. And now what we need to do is get a spacing. We've got 16 pipes to go through. We've got a 1-inch bit. We actually ran one just really quickly. So this is basically, well, we gotta be careful too. We pushed a little hard. Greg was going like Super Saiyan when he pushed it through, and it blew out the back. So we're not gonna try to finish the hole too hard, but we'll be able to push our PEX through, and it's gonna come out at the proper height. This is where our foam will be down here, and it should be perfect. As long as we don't blow out within 4 inches, we should be good. So let's go ahead and get all these drilled. We'll get all these pushed through. Maybe we'll label the circuits on this side so we know which one's which, just to be safe.
Left, right, in, out.
In, out, then 1 through 8 or whatever. And then this will be ready for concrete, which sounds like today is Tuesday. My concrete guy is planning to be here Thursday to pour this. I hope I can get some footage for you guys, and I'll leave it here at the end of this video. Otherwise, I'll show you the finished product.
9, 42, so how many is that?
Okay, gotta go to 48, Greg.
48?
Yeah, go to 48.
So 45.
Yep, and 48.
48.
So that'll give us, we're about a 3-inch
so
spacing.
that should be 16 holes then, right?
Yep, that's right. 16 times 3 inches. You can count if you want, but I promise the math is correct.
17.
Well, because we did an extra. I want to make sure we have options, you know? I have to start this hole first, don't I?
Yes.
Yep.
So might as well just go through and pop.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, brother.
Big brain, big brain.
Easy, too.
Pretty genius idea.
I'm just letting the, wait, what?
Pretty genius idea.
Yeah, I'm just letting the tool do the work so I don't blow out the back.
Yep. Not as bad, but it still blew out.
Yeah, as long as we don't blow out too bad, we're fine, man.
Yeah, that one wasn't as bad.
One down. Now, I think we'll see what it does.
How many batteries over under?
Well, this is only an 8 amp hour. We got some 12s in the
My
trailer.
guess is 3.
I'm thinking we'll go through
Over under.
one more 12 amp hour and we'll have it all done.
So you're under.
Yeah.
A lot better than that first one. Whoever drilled that first one
Was just going too hard, man.
going too hard. I don't think he really knew what he was doing. Huh? I don't think he knew what he was doing.
Rookie end of that.
That was a good one.
I I didn't realize you didn't have hearing protection on, man.
I love how it was like the last 2 seconds.
Okay, we got all 16 holes. We'll go ahead and get them cleaned out. There's a lot of concrete dust, man. Holy cow. Greg, how many bars left on that battery?
There is 2.
What's that?
2 bars.
2 bars. Okay, not bad. 1 8 amp hour and 2 bars of a 12. Okay. I'm pretty proud of this, man. I think this worked out pretty good.
Yep. Can't complain about that too much.
No. All right. All right, now we just got to get them organized a little bit, and we've got these clips. Once again, I guess Kyle's cheap because I went to go buy the stapler. I don't own a stapler for putting PEX tubes in insulation, and it was $300. Plus the staples were another 50 bucks or something like that. These were $8 or $9 for a bag of 25, and all we have to do is just get this area stapled. So, Greg, let's just start by, you see this, they just screw in. I think in wherever this kind of first one,
yep,
I want it to be not too much of a loop.
About like that.
I'm thinking so.
Yep.
So we just screw that tight. Boom. Okay, and I'm gonna put one right here. All right, like
And
that.
Another one by your knuckle there.
Right here.
Yep.
And then put one down there somewhere.
Yep.
Probably like right at the edge of the bag in a nice straight line. We want this to look good, Greg.
Oh, you shouldn't have snapped that in. Never mind, I'll get it.
Yeah, come on, man. You're better than that.
You got those 2, then we're gonna need 3 more there.
Respect, dude. Boom. Okay, that means this is done. Now what we need to do is just manage all of these. Greg has a nice little solution here. I like it, Greg. Let's just get them up a little bit tighter.
Yep, I was just putting them in there.
No,
for
I
now
love it,
and-
dude. It's great. It's great. Grab that vinyl tape, and we'll basically just kind of hold these together. Can we get these up to the next
Those
row?
were a little bit shorter, and so those weren't gonna really, they can get up there, but they weren't staying. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like gauze.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Watch your belly.
That was actually my low chest.
Your belly chest?
Yeah. Okay. You got this? Do I need to hold this for you?
I don't know.
I think you got it.
It
I'm gonna
is-
go grab a piece of tape.
It was pretty nice having you there.
Just that support.
Yeah.
I know.
Like it was really helping me mentally, which turned into like physically. Let me go a little wider.
Yeah, what the heck are you doing?
I didn't understand what you were doing.
Oh,
You didn't explain yourself to
All
me.
right, fair enough.
So otherwise I would have.
All right, it's all good, dude. Not building a cabinet here. Just wanted to keep it from getting all nasty. All right, cool. Here we go. PEX laid. We're ready for concrete. We got our shower boxes in. I hope that is all good. We double checked our measurements. So guys, that is the video for today. We got our concrete all prepped. I know we're not HVAC guys, but I feel like this is something that anybody out there watching can do. I highly recommend doing some form of an engineered design. It's worth it because you don't just come out here and run 1 foot, you know, eyeballed loops everywhere and go till you hit 300. There's a science behind it, and to get the most efficient system, which why wouldn't you want that? You got to do that because we're not smart enough to figure it out. Maybe you are, but Uponor did this for us. I appreciate that. And now this is on to Joe, our buddy, the plumber. He will get all the HVAC hooked up when the time comes, but this will all get laid down to a manifold when we prep this garage area for final grade. We'll get all that figured out. I think we got enough pipe, and yeah. So if you guys like this, hit that thumbs up. Appreciate you guys following along with the Modest House build. There's a lot more coming. In fact, today, when this video is over, Greg and I are going to start installing Versetta stone outside, which will probably be the next video in this series. So definitely, if you're wanting to see that, hit that subscribe button down below. I'm farming that subscribe button, guys, and the likes. Please go for it. That'd be awesome. Is that the right terminology the kids use these days? I'm farming it. No,
I don't think that's the right term that
I'm subscriber farming. No, I don't think that's right. That's like if you're doing a hack to like what?
Gathering.
Gathering?
Yeah, your subscriber gathering. You know, you're bringing in your fold.
We'll catch you guys on the next video. I don't know what we're doing.
You're the YouTube shepherd. That's what you are.